Before we get into the video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you never miss another video. Thank you. There's a shopping centre in town that I never visit. It's not because of the facilities or selection of shops or anything like that. It's a great shopping centre during the day. But I was caught locked inside a few years ago, and I'm lucky to still be alive to tell the tale. I fought against the urge to tell people the truth ever since. I just didn't think anyone would believe me. They might not believe me now, but these memories are tearing me apart. Since I was a child, I've suffered with fits. There are certain triggers that cause them which I can usually avoid, or at least get myself into a safe position in time if I do encounter them. It used to feel like a curse, but I got used to the way my life was and adapted. By my mid-20s, they were less and less frequent, so I felt like I was living a fairly normal life. The day it happened, I hadn't had a fit in over a year, so I was caught by surprise a little. I finished work late and rushed to the shopping centre as I needed to pick up a gift I'd ordered online for one of my friend's birthday. We were going for dinner and drinks that night, and I'd completely forgotten to get her anything. I ran inside and ignored the calls of the security guard. "They were closing in 5 minutes," he shouted after me. I know, I thought to myself. I'll only be a minute. I had my confirmation email already displayed on the screen, so the collection process was swift, even if the teenage assistant sighed and gave me filthy looks throughout the process. With my spoils in hand, I walked more calmly to the exit. I was mentally making a list of all the things I needed to do before heading out that night, when a high-pitched noise rang out throughout the PA system. Loudspeaker feedback was a trigger of mine. Shit. I could feel my ears start to ring and my fingertips turned numb. Shit. I needed to get somewhere I could lie down safely. I needed to tell someone about my... My vision became blurry as I stumbled into the women's bathroom. I just managed to pull off my scarf and throw it under my head when everything went black. Everything was still black when I opened my eyes. Everything was cold and there was a strange smell in the air. Groggy and confused, I sat up and tried to work out where I was. I looked around me feeling slightly panicky. What happened? I pulled my phone out and turned on the torch when I remembered where I'd passed out. I waved my arms around, hoping that the lights in the bathroom would turn on automatically. They didn't. I sighed and picked myself up off the floor, feeling weak and shaky. I just needed to get home and sort myself out and I'd be fine. I pushed open the bathroom door and was shocked to find the whole shopping centre in darkness. Oh no. I looked at the time on my phone. 8:04 p.m. I'd been passed out for 2 hours. How had that happened? I'd never blacked out for that long. "Hello?" I called out, hoping the night security would come and find me and let me out. "Hello? Is anyone there?" The sound of something, maybe a chair, crashing to the floor made me jump. "Hello?" What the fuck was that? I took a step back and hid behind a pillar. Something wasn't right. An animal or something was inside. I needed to find a fire exit. I went to call one of my friends for help, but the beep of no signal left me feeling even more panicked. I dialed 999. Sometimes emergency calls still go through, right? Wrong. I peered around the pillar and down the hall. I couldn't hear the animal anymore. I tiptoed as lightly as I could in the opposite direction in hopes of finding an emergency exit. I'd only got about 10 meters when I stumbled in the dark over a promotional sign and the whole thing came crashing and clanging down. Oh my God! I ran as fast as I could. I couldn't work out where I was, the shop names a blur and my brain not working fast enough to process the information. Why were these places such a maze? Pure instinct was driving me this way and that. All the while I could hear something running and chasing behind me. Without knowing or realizing, I found myself at the top of a staircase, falling down the staircase. I crumbled at the bottom in agony. I must have broken bones. I tried to sit up, but the pain all over my body was unbearable. I looked up to where I'd just fallen and saw two monstrous beings descending towards me. They looked like overgrown wolves, around 8 feet tall and coming towards me on hind legs. They were growling and gnawing their teeth, drool dripping from those front incisors. They looked like they were approaching with caution, so I stayed as still as I could. But knowing deep down, I wasn't getting out of this. They were at the bottom of the stairs now, quietly, almost curiously approaching and sniffing at my feet. I held my breath, a single tear running down my face when a gunshot rang out and hit the front beast in the arm. A bright floodlight lit up from behind me, and the two creatures cowered, whimpered, then ran away. I turned around and saw the shadow of a man silhouetted in the brightest light I had ever seen. "I told you had 5 minutes," called the familiar voice of the security guard. "Now let's get you out of here, before those things come back." I spent a few days in hospital after that with a broken ankle and several broken ribs. I told everyone I'd just been so confused after an unusual fit and fell down the stairs of my own accord. I've never been back. I've never seen that security guard again, although I owe him for saving my life. I've never told anyone before now. They would probably say I just hallucinated it. And maybe I did. I mean, I wouldn't believe it if I heard my story. But just to be on the safe side, don't get locked in a shopping centre after dark.